If it is, it is, you know. I was one of the first guys to grow barley grass and wheatgrass, and I discovered some algae, and we harvested the algae, and I did a lot of farming. And I used to remember a long time ago, the guy would bring me over a sack of really special seeds. It was only this big. And then I'd look out 6 months later onto the field. That's 800 acres came out of that little tiny sack. I was just amazed. I go, how does that, little tiny seeds, just this much? And then I look at that. And then from that, after I would do the harvest, I get 10,000 sacks. Well, what am I going to do with that? I don't have 2 million acres. Well, you're going to sell those seeds, you're going to sow those seeds, you're going to do all that. And what does that have to do? You guys are that sack of seeds. You're all a sack. We think about this group, this little tiny group. What you're doing, I'm talking to people, well, I have 1,000 people on Facebook. I don't even have a Facebook account. I thought it was Faceplant until yesterday. This person, I know 3,000 people over here. I know, you guys are the most people I've ever met in my life. So it's really amazing what you guys are going to do and what you're capable of, if you have the right tools. So that's my goal, and that's my partnership with you guys, to give you tools that mean something, that make a difference, that you can touch, feel, and smell, and experience. It has to be based in truth. It has to be as natural as we can possibly get it. You want to go out there with integrity and strength. You've got doctors fighting you saying, no, don't take this. You've got the FDA and other industries saying, no, don't do this. So you've really got a handful. But remember how I said happiness is, part of that happiness is that contagious laughter. And I want to show you something about me. People have that external exposure when you see them. Oh, they smile all the time, they're laughing all the time. A couple people said every time I see you, Kevin, you're smiling. Is that my outside Kevin? Is the inside Kevin the same as the outside Kevin? You guys have the same thing going on. Are we really happy? Really happy? What do we look like when we're alone? What does it really feel like to not have depression, to not have anxiety, to be happy? So I caught a moment of myself, and I just told the guys backstage, I said, you know, for the heck of it, I'm going to open up my kimono and show you a little bit of Kevin. And 3 people might have seen a little bit. There's a little video about a moment of happiness that lets you know what you're capable of. And I think you're all going to want to do exactly this moment of happiness. Here's a quick little video to show you that.
Woody from Woodboard.com. We get the lowest prices on wood boards anywhere in America. It's the best thing you can do to a house. Wow! You buy a seating deck.
So there I am sitting on the toilet, doing the emails, going, what am I going to send my nieces and nephews? Jenny, my wife, my way better half, comes in and she's like, who are you talking to like that? My nieces and nephews, I'm just having some fun with that. By the way, if you see me walking around with Jenny, she is my right hand, my left hand, my right brain, my left brain. And they say behind every great man is a good woman, and I'm just not kissing up to her because that's fun too. But this woman runs my company. She's my partner. She's my best friend, my confidant. She makes everything happen. When Robert calls up and says, we're changing dose, Jenny is the one that makes it happen. 2 weeks ago, Robert called up and said, we're changing dose. Oh man, what do you mean? I already got millions of dollars worth of stuff and pipelines and coming from all over the place. And he goes, no, you idiot, we're changing what it means. What's that? It means double orders, sales exploded. I said, no, I think it means something else. How many people know what it means? You've seen the t-shirts, a couple of people might be new. So DOSE is an acronym, just like the FDA is an acronym. Oh, by the way, I have to make a disclaimer. It's really important because this is recorded, that these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. My references are not intended to cure, diagnose, or treat any kind of disease or illness, please consult your healthcare professional. He knows the answers. That's why none of us are ever sick ever. In fact, it's true. I haven't been sick since the last time I was sick. All the time. Dose. Dopamine. Oxytocin. Serotonin. Endorphins. Or like my 3-year-old niece says, endorphins. These are not chemicals that you buy from a pharmaceutical factory that you ingest that stimulate you. Amen. That's Sunday, but it works every day. Thank you. And he's right. I'm telling you, we aren't going to make a lot of products that have drugs in them. That's not the idea. Your body is a factory. You don't need my factory to get there. What you use my factory for, our factory. Because really, about 70% of the time at my factory right now is doing stuff for y'all. And after we dose and Robert keeps changing it, and I'm not answering the phone next week because I'm not changing it again. Because I don't know what the word is for double-double. We don't want to put things into our body that force our body into a position. Remember, Tony, when you and I talked about that? You can force water into a condition, it's going to go right back to water. You can force the human body into a condition, it's going to go right back. You have to give the body the tools that it needs so it will put itself where it belongs. You cannot force it. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. If you walk up to a person and you push them, they're going to balance. It's our whole body and every single molecule in our body works that way. We have toolboxes, we have warehouses, we have factories, the pituitary gland, the adrenal gland, the thalamus. We have these little factories in our body called organs, and they make everything that we need. We just have to give them the tools. How many people have heard, yeah, great, it's true. How many people have heard the word endogenous and exogenous? I'm talking about the human body. Endogenous is that what the body does. Something that is naturally occurring, something that is produced by the body. I don't want to get in trouble for using that word because it was in the Webster's dictionary, and I know that word is now belonging to other companies, and so are the words multivitamin and fat, and you know, I'm being sarcastic. Our body is an endogenous factory. Compounds that you shove into the body are exogenous. Let's talk about the orange. So in the 1400s, the scurvy guys, they had Lyme disease. What do they call it? Not Lyme disease. They were called limeys. And the reason they called them limeys because they'd get off the boat, and they'd been on the boat for 6 months, 8 months, and they'd have scurvy, and they'd have all of these disease conditions. Food and Drug Administration makes me say that. So they had these disease conditions, and what these disease conditions were, not the scars and the scabs and the scabies and all that, they had a vitamin C deficiency. So we gave them vitamin C in the form of a lime. Hoffman LaRoche in New Jersey, that makes 85% of all the vitamin C consumed by America, was not in business at that time. In fact, I think that part of the country was still full of Indians. We hadn't stole the land from them yet. So, sorry, I live in an Indian village, so we respect our Indians. The point is, you don't have a chemical deficiency. You know? You have a nutritional deficiency. You need a whole food. There's a lot more in that lime and that lemon than just vitamin C. That whole food nutrition nourishes the body, gives the body the tools that it needs so it endogenously can get back into balance. Yes, you can temporarily take vitamin C, but it will not alleviate all of the conditions that you're seeing because you still have inflammatory responses and other things are going to happen. You need the sugars and the fibers and the citrus bioflavonoids and all the other compounds that are in that whole food. So when we formulate, let's do what Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said. The doctors of the future will cure the human condition with diet and nutrition.
Amen.
And that really is the key. And And so let's stand from that foundation when we put things together. I don't want to have exogenous compounds that force the body to do something. Have you all heard that you can run an automobile on water? Okay, so you can. There's an electrolysis process, and you put a little salt in water, and the water molecules are separated. The hydrogen molecule goes over here, and the oxygen molecule goes over here, and you burn the hydrogen, and the car runs, and it's a great invention. And as soon as that hydrogen is reacted with, what does it do? It turns right back into water. We forced it to be hydrogen, and then we spent that hydrogen, and it went right back into water. My point is, you can't force something to do something. A lot of people think drinking alkaline water, and I understand a neutral water, but that hyper super 9.5, 10.5, you can't drink it right away, you got to get up to there. Your body is not designed to be forced into an alkaline state. You give yourself alkaline forming foods. By the way, acid foods are not acids all the time. Oranges, grapefruits, even the fats like bananas, all of your fruits are alkaline forming foods. You give your body those and green foods and chlorophyll, and your body will take those nutrients and self-alkalize the way it was supposed to. Because if you force yourself to alkalinity, it's going to react. Let me tell you another quick story. A minor deficiency turns into a major deficiency when you take too much of the wrong thing. So let's say on a scale from 1 to 10, this is your potential for vitamin C. You're supposed to be right in the middle, 4, 5, 6. When you are deficient, you're going to start to see the conditions of vitamin C deficiency. And when you have too much, your urine and your urine is filtered blood, it's going to pass that vitamin C out. If you've taken multivitamins, if we've grown up and we urinate, we see that bright gold yellow stuff in the bowl. It looks like Crayola crayons. You're like, wow. But then you say to yourself, well, I just took a multivitamin, it's just going through my system. Well, take your money.
Same thing.
Because if it's not staying in there, because it's not in a whole food form, it's in synthetic chemical form, it's not going to be absorbed, it's not going to be bioavailable, it's not going to be bioactive, it's going to temporarily go through the blood. Your balance is supposed to be here. All those B vitamins, for example, are going to be too much, and the body says, I have too much, and I get rid of it. So it starts off as a minor deficiency. When you over supplement, becomes a major deficiency because the body will throw it all away. Thus, we have a business called one-a-day vitamins. When scientists understands that they're peeing it all out, we'll just take it tomorrow. I'm gonna pee it all, take it tomorrow, take it. Why don't you just go to the buffet and have the salad? It's going to be a lot easier. So after 38 years of making products, one of the things I wanted to share with you before we show you something new and fabulous is I've looked at some of these companies. 7 of the companies that we touch are doing over $1 billion a year in sales today on some of the widgets that we made for them. Those companies are good companies, they're strong companies, they're stable companies. They didn't have the same seed core. Like they've been saying all day here, it's really not about the money. How many people have sampled our products? A lot of people. When you were first the receiver of the sample, you had an experience. That experience made you want to try the product, and then the things that you felt with those products made you want to share that experience. Is that correct? That can be pretty contagious. And they say in direct sales, what gets rewarded gets repeated. Well, the same thing happens in health and wellness. If I take something and I get rewarded, it's going to get repeated. I'm going to consume that product consistently. I'm going to share that product consistently. We don't want that fad, what I call the idiot fringe cure of the month club. Back in the day when I was younger, TV Guide had the cure of the month club. There was always some doctor or some naturopath talking about some herb or some widget, you know. And I don't mean to be derogatory when I say idiot fringe, but these target single chemical compounds that are going to change the world, you need a synergy, you need a totality. When we put together the dose program between Xanthomax and made it bioavailable and created delivery chaperones to get that molecule into the body and keep it stable in the body so it doesn't go up and get passed out in your urine, because when you take Xanthomax, you don't see any color changes. And it actually gets in the body and gets used by the body. That's kind of neat. And then we put together the Elevate Brew with that. those two things work together to give you that dose feeling that makes you want to come back for it. And the idea was to create mood, that happiness that we talked about, the yellow word behind me. We wanted to elevate our mood. We wanted to elevate our energy. And we wanted to have an appetite control program. There isn't any appetite suppressants in the coffee. Oh, yes, there is. No, there isn't. When you satisfy the neurons in your brain, when your hormones that are produced endogenously by your body through the stimulants and the nutrients in our products turns on, it wakes up your factory that's been unemployed for however old you are and re-employs all that. So now we can call Donald Trump and say we have our own employment program. And leave our country alone, we've got to figure it out. But, no, it's fine. My wife said, don't talk about politics. The point is, this factory, this endogenous factory, is easy to turn on. You've seen it and felt it yourselves. Some people go, I don't know what happened. I can look at 30 people that I've talked to, and there's 30 different reasons why they're taking the product. I don't think I've heard 2 people say the same thing. That's because your factory is doing it. That's because you're endogenously becoming healthier when you put your body back in balance and you're not forcing it. Some people say, well, I really don't feel a lot. I've got to take a couple cups. Your body is using what it needs and not using what it doesn't need. Other people say, I can only take a half a cup. I can only pour that stuff up. I got to let that thing last me a day and a half. That's great. You're adjusting yourself to what you need. Other people say I've taken it all together and I've lit my butt on fire and I'm up for 3 days and I've painted my house. I simply tell them where Sherwin-Williams is and my house is next. Can you imagine painting that thing? So dose is a unique experience. It's different. And some people say, well, what kind of drugs is in there? Your body makes compounds. Pharmaceutical companies and private bad entrepreneurs make other compounds that are opiates. And you can take a substitute chemical opiate. You do not want to do that. And even alcohol and tobacco and those things are opiate producers. And so when I say methamphetamine and cocaine and alcohol and a Big Mac, they're not different. Nothing wrong with the McDonald's Corporation. It's a wonderful once in a while fast food, and these statements haven't been in. So, opiate forming foods, carbohydrates, sugars, all those contents, when we take those chemicals, those sugars, those compounds, our factory gets told to make the drugs or the opiates from these influences, which are the carbohydrates, the sugars, the opiate-forming foods. What about the stuff we put in the soil that we feed the plants that are going to end up on our table and agriculture knows it? What about the stuff we give to the cows and the chickens that we know we're giving to the cows and the chickens so it ends up on our table that we eat it, makes us want to go back to that thing? Everybody would like to have an industry, the glue that we have organically. That glue is, man, I'm out, I got to have that again. You want to have that with this.
Yeah.
Not with those jokes. And I gotta tell you, man, this is just the beginning. You have no idea what I got up my sleeve. Robert's going. Don't tell him anything about any of those things, but man, I wish I could talk about it. I'm here to talk about a brand new widget, and we've got dreams, and the blessing of this relationship. And Robert and I are very close friends now. As far as I'm concerned, we are partners. This is a joint venture. Every dream and vision and idea and concept that I come up with, I'm calling him. I'm on the phone with him. If we can make it work here and it's got a home here, it goes nowhere else. When we write a patent, we write a patent.
That's it. That's what it's all about.
company does. This company needs that uniqueness. I've written many, I know how to do it, I have a great legal team, we can do it very quickly. We're doing it on some right now, and it's ours, it's going to stay here. You're not going to see me somewhere else with these widgets. We're going to have a lot of fun. Because as a whole, besides the corporate structure and the integrity and the value and all of that we have, and some of the close friendships, you can just see by these people on stage. Everybody wants this to be the final horse that we ride. And they want that horse to have value and have longevity. And we want a handful of products, and maybe 2 or 3 or 4 handfuls of products. We don't want to be that one-size-fits-all. And there is no magic molecule. There's the master molecule in xanthohumol, but there is no magic molecule that's going to change humanity. There is a system of nutrients that feed our body so we can maximize our endogenous ability to survive and heal itself, which is how God designed our body. We're going to create, which we already have, life-essential tools that you'll have this toolbox to go out to the marketplace and share with the world at an affordable program that is truly a wholesale direct selling relationship. I stopped by the fast food places on the way into work and I grabbed the coffee and they, $1.95, $2, hotel $2.50, airport $9. $9. What? Yeah, but you can't buy it on the outside of the gate. So you take that $2. It's a cup of coffee. It's got caffeine. It makes me pee. Okay. That's $60 a month if I'm going to drink one of those things. How much does a month's supply in the tub cost? What are you going to do with that extra $20? So if each of you could send $20 down at the end, my wife will bring the basket because I saved you that money. 10? 5? Anything. Okay. That's transfer buying. Take the money that you're spending on something anyway, if you're a coffee drinker, and save it. Now the difference is $2, I don't feel it. $2, I don't feel it. $2, $40, I feel it. Do you really feel it? You're going to save money. You got to do your accounting and do your math. What if that philosophy continued to happen on every single product that we came out with? What if we had new products coming out this summer that were unbelievably cheap? We're going to put the fun in summer like you never saw. We're going to catch up these orders. We're going to keep the factory working all the time. Robert and I are going to do something, and we're going to acquire that factory and that building. And I've been driving by it for 3 months now, and I put in the offer. Everything's all done. We're going to get that building, and it is. And when you see that one, barring the banks, which we really don't need anymore, but barring that, if that's not the one, I'm going to go build one. I have the land. The point of this one was, there's this 20,000 square foot space with rooms almost the same for the size. And Robert comes, he goes, well, we can do that. We can have meetings here. We can have conventions. I go, dude, I need some real estate to put machines in. I got to actually make product in here. You can do that back. But over here, we can have this. But we want to make it fun. If you've been to the laboratory, and you're all welcome to come down to Naples, Florida, and give me the $20 show me and see the factory. It's kind of fun. It's small. It's boutique. It's only 25,000 square feet, and we get a lot of stuff done in there. It's really surprising. We're only working 1 shift, and we're now going to shovel it into 2 shifts, and in this next 6 months, we're going to make a big change. And how many people love the coffee? Thank you, guys. How many people, now let's be honest, it's just us, nobody's going to hear, don't like to drink coffee? No, woo, just... How many people don't like to drink coffee or drinking a coffee anyway? That's a lot. How many people take the coffee because they don't like to drink coffee? They put the coffee in something else, like a milkshake or an orange juice or glass of something else good? So you're finding a way to get that into your life. How many people like chocolate? extra caffeine. Don't need extra caffeine. You've got your other caffeinated product, so we don't want to add any caffeine to it. How many people would like a product to be dairy-free? Sugar-free? Keto-friendly? The #1 ingredient, first one on the label, cocoa. It's C-O-C-O-A, so I think it's a Canadian word. It's like cocoa-A. #2 ingredient, green tea. High in ellagic tannins, high in ellagic acids. These things are superpower antioxidants. What's in chocolate? Besides deliciousness and wonderfulness and sexiness, and it's not a facial rub, girls. You gotta drink it. What does chocolate do in the gut? It promotes. I forgot to make an announcement, by the way. Make it real quick, and I'll get right back to this. One of the people, Sarah, you left your person in the back, Sarah. Serotonin, are you here? Somebody left their drink, Amanda. Amanda here, Amanda, hug and kiss. Amanda, hug and kiss. Amanda, hug and kiss. Come on, that's I stole that from Bart Simpson. So serotonin. Serotonin comes from chocolate. It's a natural precursor for the endogenous bodily production of serotonin, the S in dose. But we've already got the dose factor happening with the coffee. What if we can elevate that? What if we can get the right kind of cocoa concentrate and put it with the other natural ingredients? Don't have any dairies. You don't see on my labels. You're not going to see binders, fillers, excipients, and garbage. You're going to see whatever it takes to get that thing into the bottle and into you using natural sources. I don't care if I got to grind up rice to make it work. I'm going to use that, not silicone. So it's kind of hard to tell you that the baby's coming since you already all went there and bought it. But ta-da! I mean, I got the music on. I'm going to read you the label. I have to wear glasses now. Ever since I got married to beautiful Jenny, I'm blinded.
That was good. Points.
All right. It says weight management blend. I don't know why it says that. It's the result. Let me tell you about result real quick. In science, 1 + 1 = 3. Everybody thinks that's funny, but it's true. I got a gallon of black paint. I got a gallon of white paint. Now I have 2 gallons of gray paint. But from a scientific standpoint, in those 2 gallons of gray paint, I still have all of black, all of white, and now gray. 1 + 1 = 3. Gray is the result, gray is the goal, and I wanted to get there, and I used the white and black to get to the gray. With all of this formulation concept, gray is the result, weight management is the result. Other than the chromium, there isn't really a single weight loss ingredient in here. That's why it doesn't say weight loss, it says weight management. These tools work together to give you the black and whites that you need, so your body will make the gray if you need it. If you are not wanting to lose weight, or your body doesn't need to lose weight, it's not going to. Because your body is going to go into homogeneous balance. It's an endogenous program. So let's look back at the label.